Pat, what do you think the biggest thing that Jerry's going to add if he's back in there Sunday?
Jerry Jeudy. Yeah. No, we've seen what Jerry can do as a receiver. We're excited to get him back. He's had a couple good days of practice. I'll let Coach make the call on all that, but he's on the right path to be out there, and certainly he's a really fine player. And I think he made a lot of strides from last year to this year, and he was having a quick impact before he got hurt. So, we're excited to have him back.
Having Jerry out there, how does that change how teams defend you and open up your offense for you?
Yeah, well, I think it gives them one more, really, really good player to defend. And I think any defensive coordinator will tell you if there's 0 guys to defend, they're loving it. If there's 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5, then they start to, they make decisions on how they're going to cover, and it might open some other things up. So. Not to say that the guys that played for Jerry didn't do a good job, but we're looking forward to having Jerry back.
Coach, why do you think they've struggled defensively so much on third down?
It's hard to tell. When I watch every defense we play, they all look good to me, right? They've got 4 first-round draft pick pass rushers, right? And it always starts for me there. I was with Landon Collins in New York. He's an outstanding player. And they've kind of found a place, he's playing like he was playing different places early in the year, and now they're settling him in. He can make an impact. They're good in the back end. They're fast at linebacker. It's hard to tell, really. I mean, they got a good scheme. So we got to be on top of our game to stay on the field on third down. Good question, though. But I think they're very good. But again, I don't lean on the numbers that say they're ranked wherever they're ranked. I'm just looking at it, play to play, situation to situation, and they've got the players out there in the scheme to stop you if you're not on your game.
You talk to players, and they've said there's been good meetings between players and coaches. How do you balance as a coordinator the sense of urgency and not having guys press, which feels like a really important game this week?
Yeah, I think all the games are important. I think we always feel a sense of urgency. They're all one-game seasons for us. As you go along, you can make the case that every game becomes more and more important. So there should be urgency. And with urgency, we got to make sure we got to be very detailed and very physical in our approach. And if we do those things, then that gives us the best chance to go out and put a winning performance on the field.
Before Albert O got hurt, where had you seen him take the biggest strides from last year?
Just overall, he, getting better at everything he's done. Actually, his run blocking was pretty good and coming along. Obviously he can make plays down the field, in the end zone, those types of things. He's just becoming a more mature football player. I thought his sense of urgency had picked up, which is something, that's good. And now we're getting him back, much like Jerry, hopefully, and he can go on the field and have an impact.
The last 3 games, you've had 6 touchdowns in the second half.
Yeah.
1 in the first half. So what can
Started at halftime.
I was going to say that. What can you take from what you did there and apply it to earlier situations of the game?
Well, we had an opportunity to score in the first half last week, right? In would have made it a 10-7 or a 10-3 game. And then you just come out and get going. I think. I don't know. There have been games when we've scored on the first drive too, and then you really charge what's going out and scoring on every drive, right? And it just comes back to everybody. I got to give them good stuff to work with, and then everybody being very detailed and physical in their approach, and you just keep grinding it out. And games are all played differently. Sometimes there's not much scoring in the first half of games, and then all of a sudden halftime comes along and both teams score a lot. I don't know why that is. I doubt it's the halftime speeches, but things just get going. You get a better feel for things. Maybe adjustments that you were prepared for going in, settle in a little better. So that's why there's 60 minutes, and you got to try to utilize all of them.
Coach, you mentioned those 4 first-round pass rushers, but how good's Chase Young, especially this early in his career?
No, he's outstanding, and he was in college. We certainly, as coaches, offense or defense, have all done a lot of work on him. and watched him have an impact. He's just got all the physical traits. He does a heck of a job getting after the passer. He's disruptive in the run game. Yeah, he's really good. He's just added to the other long list of defensive ends that we've been tangling with each week.
You mentioned kind of get a better feel on the game. Does that hold true for you as a play caller as well, that you get a feel as things go on?
Yeah, I think, and the more plays you get, the more, we had 15 plays in the first half, right? So it's a little harder to get in a rhythm when that happens, and it happens so you got to do it. We came out in the second half, and we were able to kind of move the ball down the field, I certainly like to get the explosive plays. That points to getting points if you get an explosive play within a drive. But there are times when you got to kind of work it down. And, that's sort of what we did in that first drive of the second half against Cleveland.
Thanks, Pat.
All right, guys.